Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you tune in from. I had to say that because somebody said it was evening time over there in the UK. But hey, my name is Anthony Moreland, and I am here with some amazing ladies that are going to help us host this amazing call, teaching y'all how to create reels, some Instagram tips, some TikTok tips, and I don't think no better ladies that I could have picked to help me out on this call. But and that is Samantha Henderson, Dr. Pia. We also got Summer Symonds, and we have Sarah Reaver. Would all y'all like to say hello? Y'all just have to unmute. Y'all don't forget to unmute.
Hello,
Unmute.
everyone. Happy
Hey guys.
Saturday.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon.
And throughout this broadcast, see what I want y'all to be able to do as well is I want y'all to go follow each one of them on social media because I've watched all of them grow. I watch all of them work in person, behind the scenes, or in person, where I'll be around Samantha sometimes and just watching her do her thing with these reels and everything. It's just so exciting. But I'm gonna go on over first to Summer after me. But like my tip on social media has always been the same. You're gonna have to be consistent at whatever it is that you want. Um, so whatever niche that you choose, I don't, if you're a mother and you want to talk to you want to attract other mothers into this business, that could be your niche. If you love athletes and you want to attract athletes and people that's always in the gym, well, that could be your niche. Or if you want to attract just whatever your niche is, and you can go Google all kinds of niches. You just got to find something, 2 or 3 things that you want people to get attracted to, and then that's what you're going to put out consistently over and over and over and over and over. If it's motivation, like mine is motivation. I just love motivation and health. So I'm gonna do motivation in the products. But that's my beginning tips. But this lady here, Summer, I've been knowing Summer for a long time. A long time. Matter of fact, a little too long. No, but
Hey.
I love this lady. But I've watched her grow. Like every time it's a challenge, she's like, okay, I'll figure it out. And this is somebody who, Summer, did you even like social media before you even kind of got into this business?
We didn't even have Facebook when we got in the last company.
So this is somebody who doesn't even like social media, but has grown on social media so much. But if you follow Summer Symonds, and I'll get her IG and put it in the chat where y'all can go find her. But if you follow Summer on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, you'll notice that she's always trying something. But you know what I love about it? She put her own personality into it. If you know Summer, she's very, very funny. She cracks jokes 24/7. And that's what she turned her social media into. So, Summer, what tips do you have for everybody this morning?
Okay, well, other than you got to learn to laugh at yourself, that's like number one. So, first of all, everybody goes through garbage. I'm going to be tactful for Brent's sake so you don't have to get on to me later. But we all have garbage we go through. If we can learn to laugh about it and bring other people joy by like laughing off, y'all, I mean, this is dumb, and I didn't really mean to bring this up, but like I had a possum in my attic a few months ago. Like I'm still known as the possum girl locally because I made such a spectacle of it on Facebook. But I knew it would get my algorithm up because people love reality TV. So, like Anthony said, when I came into the last company with them, we did not have a Facebook. Then we had a shared account, and then we started transition to social media. Well, I was just like, I don't even know what to do with this, but I'm a big cut up, but I'm a nerd at heart. So I just got busy learning. And so what I realized is people want to see genuine, real, and they want to get to know you. So the biggest thing I've done is I had already kind of built a social media presence right before I started promoting Skinny Drops because I thought I was going to use it in the home remodeling stuff I do. And so I would post my before and afters, and people love to follow that. That's why HGTV is huge. I even had a name because people wanted me to do a show, Fixing to Flip Mama, which was totally my cup of tea because it's kind of a play on words because I'm flipping out all the time. But it was all about being fun. But what was crazy is the more I posted about how literally insane I am, the more people would message me saying, hey, would you do a reality TV show? We would be avid watchers. I'm like, y'all need a life. Like, but what I realized is people get stuck in a rut. Some people will message me if I like before I got consistent with skinny drops and knowing I had to build that presence, they would message me and say, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Well, you haven't posted in a few days." And I'm like, "My kids came home from their dads and I've been busy." And they were like, "But that's the highlight of our day." Like everybody works remotely now, so they don't get to interact with people. I mean, they're answering phone calls at home. And I was like, wow, my goofy stuff really impacts somebody else, gives them something to laugh about. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And so then my social media just became my scrapbook and having fun with my friends. But I'm watching Dr. Pia. I heard about Sarah. I've seen Samantha, and I was like, okay, I need to up my game. So I start studying, start playing with stuff. Y'all, I am not a TikTok person. I am not an Instagram person. I'm not really a Facebook person. I just put stuff on there all the time. But a few weeks ago, I decided to chop my hair off and I just made a reel from it and set it to a popular song. And it got nearly 70,000 hits on it. And I'm like, Brent Palmer, I need to do something with this. He said, you asking the wrong person. And I was like, fine. So I started making more reels. And the other week, me and Leisha Bacon, Brent talks about me and Leisha all the time. Like, we're either going to be rich or we're going to ruin our reputations from what we're doing on social media. But we also are worried Brent will have us committed. However, we made a TikTok the other day and we took that bar tipsy song and we said the 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. And we held those bottles up and we said, oh my. And we looked at each other. It was 15 seconds. I put a script with it. It's gotten nearly 60,000 hits on it. I got out of church, not this Wednesday night, the Wednesday night before, and I had 300 messages to send. And I asked Dr. Pia, I was like, what do I do? Like, you can't automate on TikTok. I think I've messaged 500 women on TikTok, and I'm like, I have carpal tunnel from it. Now, I'm still doing the 9 and 3 system, but on my TikTok, what it's done is started creating a lot of traction. And all I'm doing is taking them from TikTok, starting the conversation. And then my next question is, do you do Facebook? Because that's where I run my support group. That's where you're going to see the real summer because my kids are in there, my lifestyle, all that kind of stuff. And I can put them in a group where I can support them through their journey, especially if they're kind of needing to get to know me. And just in the last 24 hours, I have enrolled women in New York, Mississippi, South Carolina, Texas, and Wisconsin as brand partners on 4-packs or 10-packs or renew and drops. And like, I get on the phone with them. So it's really just the same system. But what I'm coaching my team to do is make a 7-second video of pictures and just try to add that to your 9 and 3 and be done with it. And then when you can conquer that just on Facebook, then you can add to your stories and build on it. But you've got to be good before you're better and better before you're great, or however that saying goes. Y'all know I wasn't even thinking about that. But you have to get consistent and get good at one thing and then just baby step build on it. It's like I tell every person that comes on my team, you're in kindergarten. So learn from each one of these ladies and Anthony, whoever else is going to talk, and take one tip to add to what you're doing with your system. Do that for a few weeks and then take another tip. Add that to your system and the tip you've already done. It's just like on your wellness journey. If you start and you go head first and you're cutting all your foods and you're exercising and you're doing that, it's overwhelming. But if you go, you know what? Right now, I'm going to start taking my drops 3 times a day. You get that down pat, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to make sure I get my water in. You got that in. And you see it's compounded efforts over an extended period of time that will change your whole world. And most people don't realize Dr. Pia, Samantha, Sarah, Anthony, Reese, all these people have been consistent on their social media for a long period of time. And you just hear them on the IPA blowing up. And it's like, nope, this doesn't happen overnight. It takes that extra time when I could have been, going out with girlfriends to have dinner when my kids are gone. I'm sitting with Leisha writing up text scripts for our post on social media. So that's kind of the tips I have. I didn't do any screen sharing. If y'all want to watch the Circus Freak Show, you can go look at my TikTok or my Instagram or Facebook. We genuinely just have fun. One of the ladies that enrolled, the one this morning, she texted me at 7. Is it too early to call? I was like, no. She said, you and your friend, I just love y'all. Are y'all related? And I was like, no, ma'am. We just met through Skinny Drops. I said, she's 62 and I'm 42. So we're just having a blast. She was like, well, I'm 65. So she just wanted to be part of the girl group, just from watching us have fun doing what we're doing. So hopefully that helps somebody with something.
Yeah, Summer, that was awesome. I really enjoy how you keep it fun and functional because you're being able to share, you're sharing your life, but you're being able to take the 9 and 3 posts and kind of draw people in with the before and afters. And I love how you capture their attention in like TikTok and build the relationship kind of in TikTok and Instagram, and then you transfer them over into Facebook, which is really important because if we can transfer them over into Facebook, then we can get them into that Circle of Health group, and that support group for Circle of Health is just so incredible at helping people get started on their health journey because when people are starting these drops, like you said, they're in kindergarten, maybe even pre-K, because this is like such a new concept for people because they've been taught a certain way for so long, and then we come over and we're like, well, you can do that way, or you can try this way, and it's a little bit different, and you got to make a little bit of alterations, but it's possible, and if you just keep doing it and keep making those baby steps, you'll compound, and just like our money does, you'll compound your health by taking those little steps.
And what I love that Summer said is she said start small. She didn't say go out here and you got to be real fancy. Summer is teaching her team how to just grab before and after pictures and videos, save them into your camera roll, and then simply just make a reel like that. Find a hit song and just put that on the background. And you're gonna get to see Dr. Peel go into action here in a little bit. But now what I want to do is I want to pass it on over. Now, this lady also, now she chases storms. It's so cool. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Like I wouldn't do it, but she
Can
does.
we all go watch the new Twister movie with her?
I would love to. I have actually waited to go see it. So who wants to
I'll
come?
come. Where do you
Okay,
live?
let's do it. I live in Jefferson City, Missouri, but I believe I'm
can
coming
fit that
down to
in.
Mississippi to do a drop talk at the 1st of August. So we'll see.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But y'all, if y'all have not followed Sarah, if you want to know anything about the weather or any kind of big event going on in the country of the United States, that is, she may do some outside the country from time to time, but in the United States, if you're in the United States and you want to know what the weather's going to be like, what's going on, what the major things are happening, go follow Sarah. Sarah's going to be able to put her information in the chat as well. And but Sarah, I watch you. I love your content. I know you're one of the best. What tips? I know that you have some slides that you're going to share with everybody, but what tips do you have for everybody when it comes to Instagram and TikTok and just reels and everything?
Just be yourself. Not only do I post about the Skinny Drops and other products that PartnerCo has, but I also post random stuff. Like I also paint for a living. So from time to time, I'll post myself painting or a project that we're working on. Today, after this meeting, I have to go build a chicken coop, and you best bet I'm going to get footage of that. And I don't know how I'm going to incorporate that, but I'm going to make a reel. And that's something that I encourage you all to do. If you're just going for a walk, if you're fishing, building chicken coops like me, just anything you're doing, just capture it, make it a video, and keep that in your camera roll because you might be able to use that for a reel, and it might go viral like Summers and get over 60,000 views, and you never know, that may just jumpstart your business.
So, Sarah, I know that you have some slides. Are you going to share those now? Or would you want to go ahead and?
I can. I was going to ask you if you wanted me to.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay.
If you put it together, we
Alright.
want.
Yeah,
Man,
let's see those slides.
I got my
Okay.
notebook here. I got my phone right here to take screenshots. I'm all in.
And I can also send this in Telegram as well. Can you all see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm gonna minimize you all. Okay, so I just put this together. There's no videos, no pictures, just simple text. So Instagram reel training. So we're gonna start off with what are reels? So reels, they can be, I think, up to 60 minutes long, but you want to try to keep them as short as possible. I think, Summer, you mentioned that yours was like, what, 15 seconds, which is great. You want to be able to capture the audience attention within those first 3 seconds, whether that's you jumping off of a small step. Please don't get hurt if you do that. Summer, you use trending songs. That's something that probably caught the attention of your audience as well. And I'll go in and explain how you can find trending songs to go with your reels and stuff. But reels, they're short, engaging videos, again, up to 60 seconds. And they're good for showcasing your products, whether that's the drops, whether that's MOA, whether that's Renew. And it keeps you engaged with your audience and your followers. So why should you use reels? So you use reels because anyone that doesn't follow you, they can actually see your videos. So for instance, I had a lady reach out to me from Maryland, and I live in Missouri. I'm from a small town in Mississippi. I do have a rather large following on Facebook from being a meteorologist and stuff, but never knew this lady. She never watched any of my stuff. She saw one of my reels and was like, hey, I'm interested. Can you tell me more about these drops? And I was like, sure, of course. And what connected us was I posted my reel, had no correlation, had no clue who she was. And she saw my reel and was like, hey, I want to reach out to this girl because I like what she's producing. And so that's why reels are super important. So that way you can reach people that don't follow you, and they may not follow you because they don't know you. So, but also, again, reels, you can put like polls up, like who's having a fabulous Saturday, or who took their skinny drops today, and then at the bottom you can put like yes or no, and
I will say too on the polls real quick, Sarah, sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, you're good.
When I put on the polls, the answers are always like yes and yes. It's not like
yes.
it's either yes or extremely yes. So it's a fun thing to get people to interact just with their, if you're having a good day or something like that.
Exactly. I like to do, have you taken your skinny drops? And what she said, what Samantha said, I don't give them a chance to say no. Because we want to keep things positive, right?
Yes.
So a couple of people have reached out, have asked me, how do you come up with your content? Well, this is how I do it. So I think back and I'm like, okay, what do I want to promote most? And most of us, we do the 9 a.m. and the 3 p.m. post. But I also want to talk about how the drops have not only helped me, my husband, my parents, my brother, I mean, so many people. And we want to get these drops into millions of hands, right? So I jot down ideas of what are some things that I want to talk about concerning the drops. And I learned this from, I think it was it was last Saturday. There was a meeting that my team had, and they were like, okay, sit down, write out 10 facts or 10 things that you want to talk about concerning the drops. Well, I just created a little thing here for you guys. Let's see. I think I can move this. I don't know how to move this. I can post this in Telegram so that you all can see it. But I jotted down 10 facts about the drops. Number 1 being they're all natural ingredients. 2, hormone balancing. 3, they're an appetite suppression. 4, boost metabolism. 5, targets the visceral fat. 6, supports digestive health. 7, energy boosting. 8, weight loss. 9, homeopathic. And 10, they're safe and effective. Now, what you can do with these is you can create multiple reels with just this information. And I like to do informative reels as well as, fun reels, like me just randomly walking. Again, today I'm going to do a chicken coop, so I don't know how I'm going to throw that in. Actually, I do know how I'm going to throw that in. I have energy in 98-degree weather to build a chicken coop because of Slender Ice drops. because I took them today, right? So like say just randomly come up with something like that. But what I've also done for number 2, the hormone balancing, I went and did the research. I jotted down that I wanted to talk about hormone balancing and how the drops did that. And I just created reels. I just went to Canva and created documents like the little picture, and then I just posted the text facts on there. And I can show y'all a picture of that if you need me to. But just random stuff like that. And with this literally could be a whole week's worth of reels that you do. So I like to do that. So now creating the reels. So with the reels, you know, you've got your ideas, you've planned ahead. Now we're going to actually create the footage. So this can be like an example, walking in the park. You have the energy to walk in the park. Maybe you didn't until you started the drops. Now you have the energy to do so, and you can use that. And what you can do with the video inside of Instagram is you can actually trim it. You can trim it. Say you walk for 30 seconds, but you only want to show 5 seconds of it. You can trim that video down. You can also rearrange that video. Say there was something that fun happened at the end of your walk. You can actually put that in the front, use that as a capturing tool to get your audience attention, and then have the rest of your walk at the end. You can also add text to your reels. I would suggest though, make sure that they're clear and concise. Try not to use too much text. And then you can also use trending music, as Summer had mentioned. And how you can see whenever you go into Instagram and you click add the music, you can tell that it's trending music because you're going to see an arrow beside the name of the song. That's a key factor with this as well. Now, a couple of tips for captivating text. So what I like to do is I like to use a hook text. Hook text is like fishing. If any of you have fished before, you got to have a good hook, and you got to make sure to set the hook before you can get the fish, right? So with a hook text, you want to grab the attention of your audience, whether that's weight loss, whether that's energized today. I try to keep it 2 words. There are times I've used 4 words before to make sure that I grab the attention of the audience. But make sure you have a hook text. And then you want to highlight your key points, whether that's energizing.
Sarah, sorry to cut you off. I don't think your slides are moving.
Oh, are they not? Is it still stuck? Was it
Still
stuck on?
on number 4.
Oh, is it really? That's weird. It's moving on my side.
Unshare and reshare, Sarah.
Okay, let me try that. Stop share. Okay, now can you see?
Yes. Let's see if you go to the next one. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, can you roll through them again so people can grab some screenshots and they can
Oh yeah, of course.
They're asking to see the list and everything. Thanks, Sarah.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey,
Okay,
I appreciate it because I don't have the chat pulled up. Can you all
There we
see
go.
this?
Yeah, we can. So if you just want
Okay.
to go like a couple seconds through each one so everybody can take their screenshots.
Of course. Here, let me go all the way back for you guys. There we go. All right. And again, I can definitely post this up into Telegram to make sure that you all can get it. I just threw this together in 30 minutes. So like I said, I didn't put any videos or anything, but I definitely can do that.
Thanks,
Sarah. You're a presentation queen. Like, you make the presentations. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. You know, Reese, I'm 31 and I should have my doctoral degree in meteorology by December. I was already supposed to have it, but there was a little bit of a hiccup and stuff. But to be in school for 26 years out of my 31 years, I think that's why I'm so good at presentations and stuff.
Hey, you're amazing.
I appreciate it.
Can you send this over to Ant and let Ant post it in the IPA? chat?
Yes, of course,
All right.
of course.
There you guys go.
Okay, so now we're gonna go into let's see. That y'all can still see that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So some other tips for captivating text is engage with your audience. Ask them questions. Put a poll up. Make them say yes regardless if they want to say no. It's so much fun. And make sure you also give them a call to action. So a call to action is comment below for more information, or message me for more information, or click this link for more information. And I know I said more information a lot there, and that's kind of weird. But anyways, you always want to make sure to engage with your audience. Make them want to go see either more content that you've created, or even your website. If you have your digital business card, you can put a link in the text section, and then they can easily click that and go to your digital business card. With the text, though, make sure that it is readable. You don't want a lot of text. You want to make sure that it's got a nice contrast with your background, because if it's too if it crashes with the background, like you have black text with a gray background, that it depends on what color gray. You want it to stand out. In other words, you want your text to stand out. And then also make sure it doesn't overlap important information that you have inside of your reel. And with that, the font and size and everything, again, make sure it's readable. It's large enough, but you don't want it too large. But if it's something that you want to draw attention to, like, do you have low energy? If you put that on top of a reel, I personally would have that font larger so that it captivates the audience's attention. So they're going to be like, okay, I am so tired all the time. I'm going to click on this because this lady says that she can give me potentially more energy, right, with her products. So again, that's something I want to make sure that you all are aware of. And I already mentioned about the contrast, about the background. So there are templates. Say you've stuck around right now and you're like, Sarah, I have no clue what I am doing. Hey, it's okay. We've all been there. I even me. I'm sure these other ladies as well. But there are templates inside Instagram Reels. There are also templates for Facebook Reels and also TikTok. When you go to create a reel, it should say like camera, drafts, and then it'll say like templates. Click that and you can see what everybody else is posting. So you could either get like ideas and be like, oh, hey, yeah, no, I can do that. I could totally do that. And most of those templates do have the trending audio already attached to them and everything. Another thing that I like is using, I pay for ChatGPT, which is an AI. I'm like, hey, I want to promote slenderized drops from Partner Co. Company. Can you help me come up with some ideas? And I'll ask ChatGPT to like to produce a table for me for a week's worth of content. And so it's really nice. And I provided an example prompt here, which is help me come up with real ideas for promoting slenderized drops to busy moms. And then another tool I love to use. So if anybody has ever seen any of my work, which you are right now, because this is exactly what I use to make this presentation, is Canva. Canva is free. I do pay for the paid version only because I use this every single day. But Canva, you can create PowerPoint presentations. You can actually create your reels inside of Canva. They have a search engine. You just type in social media and it'll pull up Facebook Reels, Facebook Post, Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, Instagram Post. And it already puts it in the size format that is for each one. I can't get technical there because I know that there's a ratio difference between the two or between all of them, but I don't know them 100%. But definitely, if you've never used Canva, definitely go try it because it is awesome. And that's all that I have, guys. And I will get this to Anthony so that way he can send that to
Sarah,
you
that
all.
was That was
I actually
amazing.
have a question, Sarah, because
Of
I didn't
course.
know that you could create a reel in Canva.
Mhm.
So when you create you're talking about the ratios, will it resize it for you, like in the correct ratios for the right app?
It will, but sometimes the
If you have the
resolution
PDF.
sometimes the resolution messes up. So then you have to kind of make sure, like, if you see that it looks all foggy and stuff, you're like, oh, whoa, that's not supposed to look like that.
Right.
But most of the time, yeah.
Okay, because there's been some times where I've had high quality and I've uploaded it and then it's got like the quality's gone down for some reason.
Yeah. That's probably why too.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. Again, Sarah, if you can put your TikTok in there, your Facebook, and your Instagram so everybody can go and see the content that you create. Like literally, she is one of the best to follow just with her creative ideas. And I just love how you say you were about to go build a chicken coop. And then you was like, I'm gonna figure out a way to put the drops in there. And then you know what? I just figured it out. And see, she didn't overthink it, everybody. So again, keep it simple. She was just like, hey, I'm going to tell everybody I have energy to do this now. A few years ago, I wouldn't have never been able to do this because I didn't have the energy and X, Y, and Z. And then now people are looking like, well, I want energy to build a chicken coop. There's somebody out there want to build a chicken coop today. So thanks so much, Sarah. And
Of course.
continue to chime on in the rest of the rest of this call. But now I'm also gonna go on over to Florida and I've watched this lady in person. Like we literally were on the road with Todd Rowland, and she literally taught me and Todd, like, cause I wasn't that good at making reels, but she was teaching us how to make like little reels and different things of that nature. And so Samantha always has great tips. Samantha, what tips would you give everybody?
Yeah, so I
reels?
helped Stephanie with the reel that one time too. So like Anthony said, keeping it simple and not overthinking it, because you probably have, if you're taking pictures and videos on the daily, just of like if you have kids at the baseball game or something, you're probably, if you're out and about around somewhere that has like I normally look for nice like nice plants or like nice areas that look appealing to me, and I'll just take a 10-second video either of a selfie and like, so whenever I'm out and about and I'm thinking about creating content, I know that I can take a quick 10-minute, or not 10-minute, 10-second video of me just, walking in the park. And then you can cut that down and put a really quick, I've been looking at Dr. Pia's Instagram reels and kind of mimicking her because she keeps it really simple and she kind of has the same message. Like her story, she's broken down into 2 sentences. Like, I help women over 40 lose weight and balance hormones. And then she uses, the same, not the same thing, but as the caption, she'll do different videos of her either, taking the drops. So you can take a quick video of you taking the drops, and then you put a quick text on it and just say, are you struggling with weight loss? And then the next one, so you would have that play for like 3 seconds, and then you would cut it to the next one, the next 3 seconds, and it would say, I lost, and then you could like do your quick story. And telling your story that way in a simple way is going to be able to draw people in. Like, I just posted a TikTok this morning that it has 200 views already, and I just said, struggling with hormonal imbalance, ask me about body balancing drops. And then in the caption, I put like how they helped me and like ask me for more. So doing it, just really simple stuff let's just keep it simple.
And that's what I tell everybody. And then at the end, always do some kind of call to action. Because if you never tell people what to do, they're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, you got to give them a call to action. Hey, if you want more info in the comment, put info, or put your favorite color in the comments. So I know, you're pretty much telling people what to do, but you're telling them in the comments. And then don't try to send script 1 in the comments. No, you take it to the messenger. Or if you're on TikTok, you probably got to get their email address, and then you got to do something to take it off of that platform. And our ultimate goal is to get them back to Facebook, like you heard Summer say at the very, very beginning. See, it all goes around in the revolving circle, and you bring them back to Facebook, and you'll be able to do that as well. And again, go follow Samantha, go follow Sarah, go follow Summer, and just look at their ideas. I love how Samantha said, hey, I watched Dr. Pia, and I just reiterate what Dr. Pia does. Oh, you don't have to be that creative. You just take other people's ideas. I watch Hill Blue. For anybody out there, Hill is a young man, but Hill takes everybody's, and he's always doing these side-by-sides, and he's dancing with his grandkids. He just being him. And Hill also has a great presence on social media. So, but now, y'all, I've seen people say, hey, they want to see a live presentation. Listen, there's no way we could literally do everything in an hour and get y'all all the information on real. That would take literally 4 or 5 hours because everybody's learning curve is different. And so my goal is to get you started, and then my task for everybody, the homework assignment, is go out there and play around with it. Go out there and be willing to be bad. Guess one thing about social media, there is a delete button. So if you don't like it, you can come back in 48 hours and say, you know what, delete that. I'm going to start over. I'm going to do it again. And you can keep making the same thing over and over and over until you feel that you got it right. And then also YouTube. Use YouTube all over the place to really learn. Like, you want to learn how to make a reel? Go to YouTube. How do I create a reel on Instagram? And they have people who literally spend time, got all these nice technology to teach you how to make a reel. But now, Dr. Pia, because I watched this lady, y'all wouldn't believe, like, everybody's like, oh, no, you're really not that age. I don't know if she's going to share her age, but if you follow her, you wouldn't know. But as she told us, she wasn't even on social media. So she started this a little over a month ago, and now I've watched her grow tens of thousands of followers already. But Dr. Pia, one, tell everybody where you started at. And then I know you're going to give us a live demonstration of everything. So, Dr. Pia, we can't wait. I got my...
Can I get a timeout before she goes on something you
Absolutely.
said? Okay, so Anthony just said, toy around with it, play with it. If I don't say it now, this ADD girl will totally lose it. Like, I try to write it down, but I'm multitasking. You can delete it, but what I have learned is it will drop your algorithm. So play around with it and store it as a draft and then sleep on it. And if you wake up the next morning and you watch it and it stinks, then don't post it. But they say don't erase them. I do sometimes because it accidentally shares across platforms. So I've tried to fix that. But just don't. You can Google how to do anything. So just Google how to make a reel. Like, nobody minds coming back and teaching you, but just try to save it as a draft and go back and rewatch it later, because you're going to want to tweak things and change things because you're going to get better. Okay, sorry. Dr. Pia, you rock. You go. I follow you too. Same thing like Sarah and Samantha. I love your...
Thank you. I love you too, Summer. Thank you so much for the introduction. Anthony, can you all hear me okay? I have my phone here so I can share my screen, but just really quickly, I am 54 years young. I have 4 adult children and 3 grandchildren. And yeah, I wasn't really a big social media person. In fact, I hated Instagram. This is the joke that God played on me, because I was like, I like TikTok. TikTok's fun. So you see some of my older stuff, it's more my financial TikTok videos and stuff like that, or just being goofy, kind of like Summer, which is why we get along. But I didn't really like Instagram. I thought that was the flashy, you got to be all dressed up in your designer clothes and showing off your cars platform, right? Influencers. So anyways, I went to the training, and, it was like how to, promote the drops with Instagram that Cindy and Lindsay did. And I took away some of the key tips. And they said, 2 things that I want to make sure I say before I share with you how to do it on my phone. That is, number 1, be consistent, which we get all the time. Ken Bailey's in my head. I hear him in my sleep. Consistency and persistency, it's the key with Facebook. It's the same with Instagram. And you have to post. If you're going to try to go, somebody's asking in the chat, or how do you go viral, or how do you gain followers? You have to do at least 1 a day, and you have to be consistent. That's tip number 1. Number 2 is you have to know who your audience is. So I love that, Sarah was sharing, how you kind of in your mind, you have what the drops do, but target that, you niche it down is the word that I'd like to say, is who are you targeting? So for me, I'm targeting people, not just women, but over a certain age who, you know, have trouble losing weight or gain weight easily or struggle with their hormones, or, you know, like I'm niching it down to an age group. And also I always add in there and keep the weight off. Like, so it's not just a regular weight loss or a balance the hormones. So it's not like that. So those are 2 tips. And I'll give you a couple things as I'm going through and sharing. So let me see if I can do this, because I am 54. And when like I'm doing this, I'm not, can't see. This is so funny. Anybody could do this, guys. Anybody could do this. So I'm starting the broadcast. And then let me see if I can do this quickly for you guys. So, all right. So yeah, there's my phone. And so what I do is a couple of quick pro tips, and I can send this in the chat as well. I had a cheat sheet, which basically has the steps until I got down to a rhythm of how I do this. Because even though, to Ant's point, like you just play around and you go with it, you do not want to delete on Instagram. They don't want you to delete it. So you kind of get your thing. And then I have some early ones where I forgot to do stuff, but I didn't delete them. So I just kept going the next day. And I said, you know what, I'm going to have this list. So I can share this list in the chat, but put the hooks that, you know, Sarah mentioned, or your ideas for captions, put them in your notes. I say my boards, but put them in your notes. Like I have, here, the captions and the hooks. So this is where I have it already set up ahead of time before I'm going to do it. And then I think someone else gave the tip to have a couple of clips ahead of time. I have a ton of video clips of me being really bizarre, right? And doing a bunch of strange things. So let me show you how that would look when I go to my Instagram and what I would do. So I don't usually start with my video. I go backwards. I'm looking for the trending sounds first, because that is also key on Instagram. That is how I went viral, as they say. So I'm going to show you guys, hold on. When you go to your Instagram and you go to the little thing at the bottom that looks like the Instagram recording this, right? This is where you go. This is where I go. This is where I start to find the trending sound. So she's right. You could go and click an audio and you can see the arrow, or you could go through reels that are out there right now. And then what I do is I click on the arrow, right? Click on the arrow. And then I look for 2 key things. Write this down. You want to make sure, see, the original has over 1 million views. So this one would check that box. And then if it's trending, how many people are using it? If it's over 1,000, keep scrolling. So that one had like way too many people using that already. Here's another one. I don't care what it is. Usually I just quickly look through it. Nope, not 1 million. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. So that is one of the key tips. And when Lindsay and Cindy, so you guys know this, I'm not going to use a political one because obviously I don't want to get into that right now. But you know, Lindsay and Cindy paid a lot of money for this type of training, right? And they studied this. But here's one. I don't know what the audio is, but it's over 10 million views and it's 755 reels. Okay, so I'm going to click on use audio. And then I'm going to go into my favorites for my business album. Let's do that one. And I will click on some video that I have in my business album, which is where I should have put on my better glasses for this training.
It's your second folder. Yeah.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Reese. All y'all are in my phone.
Hey, Reese, how long did it take you to lose your weight while she's scrolling?
65 pounds was nine months.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, no, I put a video. Oh, there it is. That's the one in the pink. Okay, it's a clip. I don't know what it is. The other tip that to tell you guys, I started this. I had 1,000 followers on Instagram, and that was June 17th, 18th, somewhere in there, right around Father's Day, after Father's Day. And then I woke up one morning and one video had like tens of thousands of views. Now that video has over 300,000 views and 17,000 or 7,000 comments. And then the other video reel has over 750,000 views and 15,000 comments. And so when people say, how do you get the followers up? The followers went from 1,000 to now almost 16,000 within a matter of weeks, because you just have to be consistent and pop. But I'm telling you, one of the secrets is the trending audio. So that's one of the pro tips. It's not me, because I do goofy stuff and I'm not that great. So anyway, here's the video clip that I'm gonna pick. And I'm gonna do that one. And then I'm gonna close back out of that. Why won't it? I'm sorry, guys. My face is covering the thing. You guys, this is stressful. Hold on. I usually don't get flustered. I train all the time. And for whatever reason, my doing this on my phone at the same time won't let me be great. So business folder, second to the right, and then find my quick video. Oh, there it is. See what keeps happening? One more time. I'm gonna get it this time. Third time's a charm. Next. Woo! Give me a clap. Give me a clap in the thing. Okay, so there's the clip. So once you do the clip, and this is all on the instructions, you simply put next and don't worry about what the clip looks like. You don't overthink it. And then remember when I said I'm going to have my captions and my hooks? The hook is very important because you want to have that something that grabs their attention to your target audience, but you also want to have it on your cover so that when people are scrolling, they hear the trending sound and they see the hook. So what I do is I go then and I click on the AA for text. So just like you would add a text, you know, on a Facebook post or any other reel or whatever, and then I go back to my captions and hooks, and then I just copy. The hook is going to be the first. Don't make it too long. And I think Sarah said you want to make sure that you have a contrast. So what I do is I usually have mine that's, I like the black background or the black background with the white text. And the other thing is try to be consistent. Instagram is still the app that likes appearances and look. So when you talk about having a profile grid that looks consistent, if you look at mine, it's kind of consistent in terms of the font that I'm using. And I'm trying to be consistent in terms of the way that the white text is on the black background, if that makes sense. So now I've got my hook. Here's another tip. When you're in the app and you have this, you want to make sure you scroll down. You can see there's a grid. You don't want to go outside of the grid because then it'll overwrite your stuff at the bottom or you won't be able to see it at the top. So wherever you put your hook, make sure it stays within that grid. That's another key tip, right? So now I've got the hook. I've got a video. I don't know if I want to use the whole thing or I don't even know what else it is. I know there's probably drops there. And then the only other thing that I usually like to do is I like to add a transformation pic. So when you go in there and you hit the sticker button, you can do photo, right? And let's just use this one because it's quick and I wasted too much time trying to get my video. And then you see I can pinch it down or I can make it big if I want to cover my face because I'm doing weird stuff. But I usually pinch it down because sometimes I point up, right? Whatever. But like, here's the thing. This is another pro tip. Once you put this on here, I make it small intentional. I cover the drops intentional. I'm very intentional about the hook being on there for only a second or two of a 7-second video, because the more they watch it, the more views I get. The more they have to go back and loop and say, what did she say? Oh my God, what was that? She was 200 pounds. Like they have to keep watching it, right? So that is going to increase your viewership, right? So you wanna make sure that you, keep that in mind. And most of the time, the videos should be around 6 or 7 seconds for Instagram. That's what I was taught. And again, guys, I don't know this stuff. Like, I'm not a pro. I just follow the system, just like we do for Facebook. And I'm very deliberate. The other thing is I stopped posting family stuff on Instagram because they said that with the algorithm and once you go viral with the drops, they don't like that. So don't confuse the message. If you're doing, other things in your life, keep that Facebook, how we have to put our other stuff in there in between. And Instagram, once you go viral, they are coming to me because they want to know what these drops are, right? So it's a different platform. TikTok is a different platform. So for this one, okay, now you guys, okay, so everybody so far so good. We've got our video, we've got audio, we've got a hook, and we have the picture. So the very next thing at the bottom that I'm gonna do is edit the video. And I promise you, if I, 54-year-old Yaya, can do this, everybody can do this, because I don't understand video editing. But to edit the video, you simply click on edit video. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to trim it down because this video is 11 seconds. And I just told you it shouldn't be any more than 7 seconds, right? So 7 seconds. And then I'm going to edit down. So I just tap on my hook, right? I'm going to edit that down because I don't want that to be on the screen the whole video. I want them to have to come back. So I might give them, I'm feeling generous, a little over 2 seconds. 2 seconds of my hook, right? And then the picture. You don't want the picture there the whole time. You want the picture to pop up. So again, all I'm doing, once you hit on it, it becomes yellow, highlighted, and you just drag it to somewhere in. And you can see the timestamps, right? So the first like 2 seconds is going to be the hook. Then I have a little space. I'm looking weird and doing weird things. Don't ask me why I'm doing that. But for the sake of training, I'll just keep it, you guys. Because who cares, right? Like, who cares? Like, what is that? But anyway, that's me. If you know me in real life, like IRL, that's how I act. So anyway, there it is. So I'm gonna put that there. You know what? In fact, it's a little weird. I'm gonna cover myself doing that. So I just went back in, and so now I go back to edit the video again, and it's gonna cover me kind of doing that little weird thing, right? So, okay. So you can play around with it, is what I'm saying. So that's it. Those are the only things I need to edit. I don't need to edit the audio. I don't need to edit the video anymore. I just cut it down. Oh, I do have the pointy thing. See, if you do your video ahead of time, maybe I could move it to there, right? So once again, what do I do? I click on it, and then let's see, edit video. And then instead of doing my sticker there, I changed my mind. I have a little pointy finger, so I'm going to move it, drag this over. And I'll just be stuck doing the weird thing. That's okay. Weird is okay. Weird is cool. Weird sold a lot of boxes of drops. And then I'm going to talk as I do this because I know, time is running short. The next thing you do is just hit that little blue arrow. And all we have to do now is edit the cover and add our caption. Remember, I've already put my caption either in my notes app or in my boards app or wherever. So I don't have to type anything up. I already have it. But what is also key and important with this is Brent said something the other day on the IPA call. If you just want to sell boxes, that's one thing. You got to figure out how to convert. And the minute you go viral, and I was talking to Summer about this because we were trying to figure it out for her for, TikTok, you don't want to automate too soon because the algorithm doesn't like that. But if you want to convert people, you have to get really good at automating your responses and following up with these people to convert them to brand partners. That is going to be key for you. You're going to get 15,000 comments. That's a lot of leads. There's a lot of people interested in drops that are customers that could potentially be. So you see, I just copied and pasted right in there, and then I hit OK. Okay, my preview is fine. I'm okay with that cover. I have my hashtags already in there, so I'm just gonna share. Because why not? I don't even know what the sound is. If it's really bad and inappropriate, somebody let me know. I didn't hear it because I was talking. And then in final closing, like couple tips about Instagram, and I'll go to my, I wanna go to my page. So you guys can kind of see, oh, I made 16,000 there, but like you can kind of see the viewership there. You can track your metrics. A couple of pro tips that I've learned just in closing. When you do this, if you copy like you do on the SOG for Facebook, you might get flagged. So you want to make sure you tweak your messaging specifically for your audience, because Instagram will think you're like a bot or something, and it could flag you and the person who you copy. So even if you kind of like see somebody else's and you're like, oh, I want to start doing this, have your own, even just your own little spin. Like Lindsay's was, she targets moms over 40 who gain weight easily, whatever. I went in and kind of tweaked the wording for my target audience. That's important. You just want to make sure you're not copying that. And then here's another tip for the person who asked to go viral, because again, we don't have the engagement. If the engagement's not up and you don't have a lot of eyeballs, I go into my post and I'm going to be my first commenter, because social media likes comments, and I'm going to say, please be sure to follow me or whatever, something like that. Please click the follow button so we can connect. Because if with Instagram, it doesn't like, sometimes if you're private, it doesn't let you message people if you're not following each other or they're not following you or something. It's different things. So please click that follow button so I can send you the info, or so you can get my info, something like that. Can get info. And then I pin this. So just like a pinned post in Facebook, I'm gonna pin this in on my Instagram comment. And the way you do that is simply post it and you slide it over, and there's a little pin, little push pin. And now I've got this pin post, so whoever is coming to comment will always see and be reminded to follow me, right? And I'm making the first comment on this post, right? So they're going to see this. It's pinned to the top, and that is that. How did I do?
That was great. I also react to my reels or any of the posts I do, because if you don't like your stuff, who else is gonna like it, right?
Right, exactly. That's true.
I really like the pinned comment thing. Like that's a fabulous tip.
Yes,
Yeah.
great job, girls. This was awesome.
Any questions, quick questions, or anything that I didn't take too much
Can
time?
you go back? Can we watch the reel that you made?
Oh yeah, let's see. Oh gosh.
Hey,
It's
so
the
is it
moment of
vain to
truth.
go in and just like all your Instagram posts now?
Oh, I don't even like this song, but whatever, it is what I don't know what it is. What is she saying? Can you hear that, guys?
My love, where are you?
Oh, that's cool. And it drops, whatever. Hey, it's all.
It's a good song.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
it's
it's
up there.
good.
Don't
You
delete
know
it.
what?
Don't delete it.
It's the ones that you don't think are gonna hit that are gonna. I love Parmalee. Don't come at me. I love Parmalee as a country group, and I was dancing to this song, and I was having my skinny drop shirt on, and my husband videoed me, and I posted that on Facebook, and all my friends. I sold so many boxes. They never asked me for drops, and then when I posted that, they were like, "Okay, you're crazy. You're on here dancing about these drops. We need to get these drops." So it is what it is. All right, guys. I hope that was helpful.
It was. Dr. Pia, it was one question for you. It said, I think He'll ask exactly.
Can you go ahead and stop screen share for?
Sorry.
Well, before you stop
Oh,
it, He'll ask, how do you find those trending songs again one more time?
Sure. When you go to first go to Instagram, just normal. And at the very bottom, there's this video thing. I don't know what it's called. I guess it's a video, the play button.
Yeah, the play button. Okay.
And then you're going to see everybody's reels that are just on Instagram. I don't follow these people. I don't know these people. And I just scroll. And sometimes you'll just see like a music sign, the music symbol. And then sometimes you'll see the arrow. Like we mentioned, arrow means it's trending. But you want to click on it. And then you want to see if it's trending, how many the original videos. This one has 5 million, which is great, but there's already over 4,000 reels using that trending sound. So what you want to do is you want to find something, and that's in the text, the instructions. You're looking for over 1 million views and less than 1,000, give or take, reels already using that sound. And this is going to change all the time. And sometimes it takes longer to find a good one, but that's the longest thing I have to do. If I've already done my videos, I've already done my hooks, and I've already done my captions, it doesn't take long once you find the video. So this one's got 1,200. If I really like the song, it's 1,200 reels, so a little over 1,000, and 2 million. It's not a, exact science. So that would be close enough if I really like the song. I don't know what that is. But yeah, trending audios are key to getting it to hit as well.
Well, and do any of you guys know how to find the trending audios on Facebook and TikTok? Because it's different on each platform, because Facebook does not have the trending sound thing. I watched the same tutorial Dr. Pia did. Do any of y'all know? On TikTok, whatever pops up, I just look at how many reels have been made. And I should go for lower numbers, but like the hair one, I just used the new Beautiful song by Thomas Rhett, and that was like nearly 70,000 hits because that was his new song of the week or whatever.
And I know that you can go in and it'll show like TikTok viral music. Like it'll actually like have that out there.
Yeah, but a lot of those are not usable. It's like a lot of cussing and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, that ain't working for me.
So I'm still figuring that one out myself.
Yeah, the TikTok audio is a little bit tougher for me because you do have to I'll just sometimes I'll search like a certain word, like I'll search like beautiful, or I'll search like something that's kind of relating to what my video is about. And then I just kind of go through and kind of find one that I like that sounds good to me. And if it's in that, like, sometimes you have like a recommended section, and then you have like a viral section, and then you have like, there's different sound sections in TikTok that you can go and search through.
And on TikTok, you get better sounds on a private account than you do commercial. Commercial has awful sounds.
Yeah.
And what we'll do,
I'm
everybody,
picky.
is I will get these amazing ladies back again, and we'll go in and we'll probably end up starting a group text, and then we'll be able to do the TikToks and everything and learn and practice, and then come back and teach more. I love doing this with y'all. It was absolutely amazing. I have a page full of notes that I took. I will get the recording up on YouTube. I will also get the slides from Sarah posted everywhere. But I have to get off now. I actually have a training to do, a comp plan training to do right now. But we love you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning on in. I'm going to stop this recording and then unmute so y'all can tell these wonderful ladies how